Here we go. We are live. We've done it.
Boom! All right, welcome to Football for Fun. Actually, we'll do the official intro here in a second. I'm just going to open up. Oh, yeah, it's. I heard we are live again. I was wondering what that was, but it plays on my other tab.
You mean you heard me say that again?
Yeah, I was confused.
I thought you were saying that we went live a second time or something. So did we start two streams?
I don't. Yeah, no, we didn't.
That is a thing we would somehow do.
That's something we would do.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do that.
I mean, technically, we have done two streams. Like when it crashes, it's happened a couple times.
Hopefully that does not happen today.
That would be ideal for it to not happen today. Well, very exciting episode ahead of us. We ready to get started?
Let's hope so.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to a predictions episode of Football for Fun. I am depressed, always, the Texans fan.
I'm delusional, always, the Panthers fan. And, oh boy, you are going to hear a lot of delusional takes here today.
Yes, a lot of delusional takes, a lot of spicy takes, probably accurate takes. I'd say we're probably pretty good at predicting for the most part, I would think.
I got to stop you there and be real with you. Every year, I have some good preseason predictions, but there are always a couple of huge misses where I try to get creative and it backfires, or maybe I try to be too safe with some teams and then they collapse. That's probably what we're going to see here today. Just fair warning.
And I think the thing with predictions is that, the bad predictions are really going to stick out, but also there are going to be some good predictions that, they might go unnoticed. Like, oh, the Chiefs are going to make the AFC Championship again. I mean, that's kind of like, I guess that's more of a shoo-in.
I can't believe that he got that right again for the 8th year in a row.
But, there might be some, some dark horse, I don't know, if you predict the Patriots to make the playoffs and, they do, that would be some, credit, even though I know they're getting hyped up, specifically the Patriots. But anyway, with that out of the way, Isaac, do you want to explain? So these are your 2025 NFL predictions. So we're talking about records, we're talking about awards. You want to elaborate on what you're predicting?
Yeah, so I'm going to go through every single team. I figure we'll start in the AFC and just go by division, one by one team at a time. Mm-hmm. I'll give you their record, maybe share something about the team, and then I'll do the predictions after we've kind of set the playoff picture, because, I want the predictions to be based on the regular season, so I'll end the regular season predictions, tell you my award predictions, and then my playoff picks, because you got to make an official playoff prediction, too. I've got a whole bracket and everything, so I'm looking forward to that. A lot of these are pretty logical, but also in my predictions, I am going to throw in random upsets here and there, so some teams are going to have records you won't expect. A lot of people, when they make their predictions, they are just kind of chalky. They forget to add in the upsets. So you'll have the 16-1 Chiefs or the Ravens or Bills or whatever. You got to throw in some upsets here and there. So there are some teams that you'll be surprised not to see in my playoff bracket, and some teams you will be surprised to see there. And you gotta remember with predictions too, they're very subjective, so I have some personal beliefs about some of these teams and players that others do not have, so that will be a fuel for what I'm gonna say about some of these teams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I agree, I think a lot of people, they just, do all the easy predictions, but, also, for the, for all I know, you could predict the Lions to miss the playoffs, and you're gonna get roasted in the comments, but it's something shocking like that's going to happen. Maybe not necessarily the Lions, but Lions could miss the playoffs. Chiefs could miss the playoffs. I mean, it seems unlikely, but, also, just some stuff. I mean, you don't necessarily want to go overboard, though, I don't think. You don't want to, just predict, a bad team to make the Super Bowl just because it looks bold, but, that's just pretty genuine, I think.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for saying that, because I do want to say anything bold I say is not for the clicks, it's not for bias, it's just what I concluded by my own measures, basically, and it's just what I'm going with, and I'll stand by it. I'll look back on this at the end of the year, and I'll own up to anything I got wrong, but you better give me the credit for anything I got right, too, if you're going to come at me for what I got wrong, I say that as if I'm going to get anything right. I'm sure this is going to be a disaster, but that's part of the fun,
I'm sure it'll be good. I mean, if anything, you'll have some good predictions. All right, so we're going to do, AFC, NFC, playoffs, and awards, right?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Let's do it.
So
do you want to maybe awards before playoff, or
Yeah,
actually I
I
don't
was
know.
thinking awards before playoff predictions.
Probably makes more sense.
Yeah.
Maybe, although if you're doing Super Bowl MVP, it obviously makes sense to save that till after.
I will save that for after I
Yeah.
pick a Super Bowl winner.
All right, let's rock and roll. And I'm not doing predictions today. I'm just gonna be reacting to his predictions. So
And I'm
I'll
doing
be
them
like,
today because I
wow.
have less time to do it over the next couple weeks.
I'll be like, wow, Isaac. Or I mean, my reactions will be like, wow, Isaac. Look at you. That's so.
You sound like a
That's so
proud
good. But
dad.
then
Look at you.
I'm like, what? Really? So, all right. I'm here for it. I'm excited.
All right, so let's start in the AFC North because that's the first division I have here. So in first place in that division, it's going to be the Ravens, and I don't think it's going to be close. I have the Ravens going 14-3, and that's a lot of wins. I don't remember what their record was last year, but I don't think it's too far off from 14-3. It might have been 14-3 for. I don't remember. You'd have to fact check me.
I think it was. They did win 13 or 14 games. I think a lot of people forget that, but no, they're actually only 12-5. I would have thought they did better. For the record, they started 0-2. They lost to the Chiefs and the Raiders.
Right.
I think they always randomly lose to the Raiders, but that's beside the point. They lost to the Browns. They lost to the Steelers. And
yeah, good news. They don't have the Raiders on their schedule this year, so I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I look at the Ravens and I don't have any problems with them. I love their offense. Lamar Jackson, I would tell you, is probably, statistically at least, the best quarterback in the league. His only drawback has been failing in the playoffs, which everyone in the AFC, not named Patrick Mahomes, has failed in the playoffs. It's kind of the downside of playing against Patrick Mahomes every year. So I think Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the league right now. Robbed of MVP last year, in my opinion. You can argue with me on that if you want. I don't really care. I think Josh Allen was also deserving, just not as good. Derrick Henry, one of the best running backs in the league. I like the offensive line. It's above average. I like Zay Flowers a lot at receiver. I think he's kind of underrated right now for whatever reason, but he's really good. He's good in that offense. Yeah. Third-year player, too, so he could take another step forward. The defense was the main problem for them last year at times, and I think that they had a fantastic draft, especially getting Malachi Starks at safety, and then they acquired Jair Alexander to boost up the secondary even more. This should be the year for the Ravens to really be in the conversation. It's just, can they get it done in the playoffs? So 14-3 regular season record. I do have them losing to the Chiefs, to the Bengals, and the Steelers. It feels like the Steelers beat them once a year. Maybe not really, but they always have a weird game where that happens. And then the Bengals, I don't think they're getting swept by the Ravens 2 years in a row. Joe Burrow's not going to stand for that. So 14-3 Ravens. I don't think too many people are going to take issue with that. The next one, though, second in the division.
About the Ravens, I just wanted to give a quick reaction. I mean, I think overall that's pretty reasonable. But I guess what I would be interested, that does seem like a little bit of a high win total. But again, if you believe in the Ravens that much, then you got to put it out there, right? I think we talked about when Jair Alexander got signed. That secondary is nasty.
Oh, yeah.
The whole team is nasty. Lamar Jackson's nasty. Derrick Henry's nasty. I mean, I don't know. Derrick Henry just does not age. Derrick Henry's literally the Tom Brady of running backs. He's 31 or whatever and still, posting up record-breaking, stats. I'm kind of thinking, I think I was thinking about my fantasy running back rankings, actually. And I was like, should I put him lower? But then it's well, he's still really freaking good. So it's anyway, Derrick Henry is such a monster. I mean, Zay Flowers is really good. I know, in past years, they've been, kind of criticized for just not having the greatest receiving core. And it's
I'm sorry. One thing I want to highlight is I think they have the best tight end room in the league overall, with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. So that's not as meaningful as the receivers and running back groups, but it's worth mentioning.
Sure.
At least.
But one thing I did note. So you said you have the Ravens losing to the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Steelers.
Yes.
Is that correct? So you do have them beating the Bills, the Lions, the Rams.
So the Ravens and Bills, I do want to say, I think the Ravens just have the better roster overall. And I like the Bills, but I just think the Ravens are better. And even though the Bills won that playoff game last year, I mean, you can win a game against a team but still not be better than them, And that's what I think that is. I think the Ravens are better than the Bills. And you can disagree if you want. That's cool. This is just my personal belief.
Yeah, so not to spoil any, AFC Championship or predictions, whatever. But it does seem like, and I think it, like it does seem like you're more high on the Ravens this year than the Bills. I think I tend to be the other way around. I'm more high on the Bills than the Ravens. I
Right.
think. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I can see how on paper the Ravens have the better roster. I
But
think
in the
maybe
playoffs, we trust the Bills more for some reason.
yes, we trust the Bills more. We've seen the Bills play some like crazy playoff games against the Chiefs. They beat the Ravens, I think multiple times. I think like I mean, obviously there was last year, but I think in like 2020, Josh Allen beat Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, which I think a lot of people forget. But it was that, right? Yeah,
I'm
because like
not
the
totally
Ravens.
sure. I wouldn't be
Yeah, I know.
surprised.
I know 2020 was a long time ago, but I think
Right.
Josh Allen might be 2-0 against Lamar in the playoffs. But don't quote me on that. You can do your own research. But anyway, I think that's pretty reasonable. I mean, I think like if you're predicting the Ravens to do any worse than first place in the division, that's a little crazy. I mean, I guess I could see like if you're really high for some reason on some of the other teams, I could see how that might be the case. But
Right.
anywho,
No, the only
but I
question for them is like how many wins they get, and I think they improved this
right.
year. And I don't hate the schedule beyond the first like 6 weeks. You have the Bills, you have the Lions, the Chiefs, the Texans, the Rams. I'm not as high on the Rams as others are. Spoiler alert, we'll get to that much later. Um, I like the
I
Texans,
mean, the
and I like the
Texans,
Chiefs and the
that's a shoe
Lions.
and win. Like, the Ravens always beat the crap out.
Right.
That game's going to be like 40-6 or something.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sorry. It's
you
not.
win.
It's probably a Ravens win.
Pretty ugly. I was looking at like games to go to actually in Houston, like for the Texans, and I was like, Ravens, really? No, because it's in
No.
Houston. Right? Am I mistaken?
Oh no, Baltimore is at home. It looks like.
Oh, Baltimore's at home. Maybe I was thinking of a different team. But anyway, I mean, even if they were coming, maybe it was a different team I was looking at where it was like, I don't know about that. But anyway, yeah, that is not going to be. I mean, if we win that game, that would be very impressive. But,
Oh yeah,
we've
no, it would establish
had
Houston as a true contender.
we've historically
Um,
had a hard time against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, so it's like not going to be fun.
Yeah. That Ravens Lions game, by the way, for anyone who is going to take issue with me taking Baltimore, it's the same thing with the Bills. I just think Baltimore is the better team.
Sure.
The Lions are fun, and they've got a good overall roster, one of the best probably. But I think that early in the season, and it's at Baltimore, and Detroit is still going to be breaking in new coordinators. I think Baltimore should have the clear edge there, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. My reaction, maybe the win total's a little high, but I agree overall. I think there'll be a really good team. And, like, I assume you have them in the AFC Championship, if not the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I'm here for it.
We'll see. Because,
We'll
we've
see.
talked a lot about them and the Bills, and I go back and forth on them. And for most of the year, I've at least publicly stated I got the Bills going to the Super Bowl. So we'll see if I sway from that.
All right,
But
we will
continuing in the AFC North, the Bengals are taking second place with a 9-8 record. Really happy that they finally managed to keep Trey Hendrickson around for another year. I don't love the deal for him because he has nothing secure long term, but glad he got paid this year, I guess. Got a good pay raise. Good for the Bengals. They have one player on defense now, so hopefully that can keep them in games, I guess. The defense overall is such a concern to me, though, that they are kind of limited on how many games they can win. Like, I think they're a team that will probably be upset by numerous teams you don't expect.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna win games, but it's gonna be kind of like last year is what I'm thinking. So
Sure.
I have them pulling the one upset against the Ravens late at home late in the year. I mean, I have them losing to some surprise teams that I won't reveal yet. But
Sure.
9-8 Bengals expect basically what we saw last year. Hopefully they don't regress on offense because if they do, then they're gonna win fewer games. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you said 9-8, is that correct?
that
For
is
second
correct.
place?
Second
Yeah,
place.
I think that's very reasonable. I mean, they went 9-8 last year, so that would be about where they're at, which I think is fair. They didn't really make a lot of improvements to their team, especially the defense. You would like to see more. I mean, I know they drafted like what's his name?
Yeah,
Shamar
if
Stewart.
Shamar Stewart happens to be a breakout player, then they'll be a lot better in defense. The problem is he's supposed to be more of a development guy, so
Right.
he
And
shouldn't
like,
be
I mean,
that big of an instant impact.
you extend Hendrickson, which is good, but also you didn't really like. It was only a 1-year deal, right? It was
Right.
basically a franchise tag.
Basically.
So you don't necessarily have him long term. And then I mean, if anything, you like broke the bank for Burrow, Higgins, and Chase and Hendrickson. So it's not like they've really made a lot of improvements to their team. It just seems like they're kind of just like kind of stabilizing things. Just like
Right.
making sure that all their pieces are like intact and things like that. And you just kind of hope that the defensive, I guess, scheme is better. I mean, they fired Lou Anarumo, which I guess if he had that historically bad defense, I guess that deserves to be a firing. I don't know who their defensive coordinator is. I mean, hopefully he does a better job. Hopefully for the Bengals' sake, that is. But
he doesn't have the personnel to do a better job, though. He shouldn't.
Yeah, right. And obviously, I think one very common storyline with the Bengals is the slow starts that they tend to go on. Last year being an example where they lost to the Patriots, Chiefs, and Commanders to start 0-3. This year, they go to Cleveland in week 1, then they host Jacksonville, and then they go to Minnesota in week 3. Then they go to Denver in week 4. So that's not the easiest.
I'm glad you mentioned that, actually, their slow starts, because I do have them starting 2-3. They start the year 2-3, and that's gonna hurt them.
Basically, that's a game better than how they started last year. Right, so 2-3. Are you at liberty to reveal the results, or do you want to save that?
I will confirm they take losses to the Lions and Broncos in weeks 4 and 5.
Okay, got it. Lions and Broncos. Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think, I think the Bengals have been trying to do things better in the preseason to help with the slow starts and things like that. But I mean, if you can't beat Cleveland week 1, then that's concerning.
That will be very telling for sure.
Yes.
So they are what they are. Maybe in a year or two they'll be back to truly contending, but they haven't done enough to fix it. Third place in the division, I have the Steelers, 8-9.
Ooh,
I'm doing it. It's Mike Tomlin's first losing season.
All right. I don't necessarily think it'll happen, but I respect that. I think it does seem. Oh, I'll let you explain, but it does seem like the Steelers. Anyway, you go.
It's really bold, and I don't feel particularly confident about it just because I'm betting against history here. Because Mike Tomlin always finds a way, and they should, in theory, be better on offense with Aaron Rodgers than they were last year with Russell Wilson and at times Justin Fields. They should be better. I acknowledge that. I'm not sure the defense is going to be better. I think it probably regresses slightly just because everyone's getting older, and they lose Minkah Fitzpatrick, which I think is pretty impactful in their secondary. I know they add Jalen Ramsey, but I wasn't concerned about their corner room as much, so I'm not sure how to feel about their safeties. I think they're going to be about as good as they were last year, but I look at their schedule, and there are a lot of tough games. Week 2 in Seattle, week 3 Patriots, week 4 the Vikings. Those are all kind of toss-ups. They could go either way, and if I'm wrong about a couple of them, then the Steelers probably have a winning record. I have them beating the Vikings, but I do have them taking losses to the Patriots and the Seahawks. They split with the Bengals, because I think that's probably how that's going to go. They play the Packers. The Packers are going to be good. They're going to lose to the Packers. They play the Chargers. I like the Chargers. They're going to lose to the Chargers. They play the Bills. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that the Bills are going to beat them. The Ravens are going to beat them at least once. The Lions. The real shocker on the schedule, I guess you could say it's a shocker, is I have Chicago beating the Steelers. I think Chicago is going to be improved this year, and I'm going to pick them to beat the Steelers if I'm correct about them.
Okay.
So it's a tough schedule, and the Steelers don't strike me as a team that's going to pull many upsets. I gave them 2. If you count them beating the Bengals as an upset, and them beating the Ravens is definitely an upset. So I did give them a couple of upsets. But for the most part, against the teams that will be favored against them...
You said the Bengals and the Ravens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are going to be the 2 big wins for the Steelers in terms of record. And then it's just mostly losses to teams that should be either the underdog to or a toss-up.
So that's pretty interesting, because I was looking at last year's their record last year, and I would probably happen to say that last year their 2 big wins also were against the Bengals and the Ravens. Also the Commanders as well, which I guess technically Commanders was a bigger win than the Bengals, but also feels like the Bengals are division rivals. So I don't know, but both in division teams, I think it does make sense to predict the Steelers to maybe beat those teams at least once. But I think as a lot of us know, the Steelers last year had a really good start. They started 8-2. At one point, they were 10.
I do not have that happening again.
Yes, but also the Steelers, they had a lot of weak opponents. They were beating up the Falcons, the Raiders, the Jets, the Giants. I mean, they're division rivals, the Browns. So, they had a lot of just, easy wins. And I think, if I look at these scores, a lot of the wins, I mean, they beat the Giants 26-18. That's not the most convincing score. They beat the Raiders 32-13. I mean, that's a solid win, but you should beat a bad team like that,
Right.
32. But like a lot of their wins were not necessarily the most impressive, like box score wise. They beat the Ravens 18-16. Somehow they dropped 44 on the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, somehow, because
that was just the Bengals defense not knowing
right.
what to do.
Yeah, but as you said, their schedule's a little tougher. In 2025, they open in New York, which, I mean...
I have them winning that game, to be fair. They should not lose to the Jets.
They have Seahawks who will be improved. They have Patriots who we also think will be improved. Vikings, Browns,
Vikings are a wild card, but yeah.
Yeah, so they do have a much tougher, I think, start to the schedule. So I think another 10-2 start.
Yeah, and then look at the back end of that schedule, too. It gets pretty brutal. I mean, you have the Dolphins late in the year. That should be a win. You have the Browns late in the year. But otherwise, like, you're looking at the Ravens twice, the Lions, the Bills, the Bengals, Chargers in the second half of the season as well. That's pretty tough.
Yes. Right. So... No, I think that's pretty reasonable. I would probably again, we're nitpicking like a game or two. I do think the Steelers probably will have a winning record.
Let me ask you this: if you put their roster on another team and you kept the schedule the same, would you still pick them to go 9-8? Is it just because it's the Steelers?
Do I get roster and coach?
Okay, you can. Yeah, sure.
I think, and you said schedule's the same.
Yeah. It's just we're changing the label of the team. It's not the Steelers. It's the Houston Texans or something.
So actually, the majority of the reason I believe they will be good doesn't necessarily have to do with just the whole Mike Tomlin. Because I agree, like the Mike Tomlin winning record thing. I mean, it's impressive in its own, but also like he's had some like good teams. It's like I don't know, but the reason I think they'll be good is because I think Aaron Rodgers, not that he's obviously not his former MVP self or anything like that, but I think he'll play just well enough. I mean, in New York last year, he was not half bad. He was just on the New York Jets, and it was just I was actually watching Rodgers Jets highlights for no reason. He made some throws.
He did. He's still got some talent for sure.
I think if his offensive line holds up, which I know is an issue in New York, then he's going to be solid. I mean, he has DK Metcalf to throw to. Admittedly, I don't know who their other receivers are. They have Mike Will? No.
Nope. I don't know who their wide receiver too is. It might be Roman Wilson.
I know they
Calvin
have
Austin.
Pickens. Yeah, Calvin Austin and Robert Woods, who is a veteran who probably Rodgers will enjoy throwing to. They also have Freiermuth, by the way. I don't know how good Freiermuth is.
Oh, yeah, and Jonnu Smith. Freiermuth has been not much of a factor in the passing game for the past few years.
Yeah. So I think they have a solid enough, kind of core around them. And I think their defense, historically, they've been pretty good. They have TJ Watt and all these players. So I would probably, and it's hard to answer it definitively, your question, but I would tend to say it's probably going to be a pretty solid team, especially given the head coach. I do think the head coach has a track record of turning what should have been bad teams into just respectable 9, win teams.
So with their skill position players, I think that's one of the weakest overall groups collectively in the league. And I think that's been the case with them for years now. If Caleb Johnson is a difference maker at running back, if he ever wins that job over Jalen Warren, then that would help a lot, obviously. I'm not sure I believe that, though. Based on what I've seen so far, he just looks like another Najee Harris. But I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to watch another Najee Harris. He's not fun to watch. I like him, but yeah. The offensive line should be all right. Not bad, but I don't think it's supposed to be really, really good or anything.
Sure.
More middle of the pack, probably. So I don't expect their offense to be explosive by any means. I think they can be average, maybe slightly above average, if Rodgers is going to be able to carry them. And the defense is definitely going to be top 10, I would imagine. Losing Minka hurts, but they should still be good. And I think that it's possible this team is better than they were last year, but sometimes that doesn't actually show in your results. And that's going to be a theme I revisit with other teams. I think that's what we're going to see here. I think they may be improved in some ways, but it's not going to show because the schedule is tougher. And at some point, Mike Tomlin, I believe, is going to have a losing season. At some point, unless he retires early.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think that's reasonable to predict.
Yeah, and the question I was asking you, if this was any other team, would you still pick them to go 9-8? Personally, I was asking that myself, and I'm looking at it going, no. If it's not the Steelers, and I guess Mike Tomlin plays a huge role in that too, but if it's not the Steelers, I probably look at it and go, yeah, no, they're going to lose to a lot of these really good teams. They don't have the same talent.
Yeah, I would probably have a harder time if Mike Tomlin wasn't the coach. If it was especially a coach that Okay, if it's like Andy Reid or like Sean Payton or something, like I would be more confident. But if it's like just someone random like Brian Schottenheimer, probably not. No.
Fair enough.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I think that's very reasonable. Again, I might have said I disagreed like on the specific sort of storyline that Mike Tomlin's gonna, but it's the difference between like 1 or 2 games. It's not that like you think they'll be 4-13. I think they're gonna be the AFC Championship. Like it's not that.
Yeah, I still have them being a mediocre team, so it's not crazy. It's it sounds bold because they've never had a losing season under Tomlin. So
no, yeah, for sure. But in reality, it's not the craziest prediction.
Hopefully. All right, well, on to the Browns. We don't have to spend much time on them. I have them going...
How many losses do they have?
15.
Wow, 15. So, is that 2 and 15?
2 and 15, yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to see them do better than that.
My initial reaction is that's a lot of losses.
Yeah, I don't have them improving. I don't think they really are going to improve much. Adding Mason Graham to the defensive line is great, and if Quinshon Judkins actually ends up playing for the team, I think that's helpful in the running back room. I don't really believe in Dylan Sampson if he ends up having carries. So I could see improvement, but also the schedule is absolutely brutal. I don't think it's right for Cleveland to have to play this schedule. They start with the Bengals, Ravens, Packers, and Lions for the first 4 games, which is ridiculous.
Ooh,
absolutely ridiculous. And then they play the Vikings in Week 5, which the Vikings
the thing about the Vikings game as well is they have to travel to Ireland to play the Vikings. And the Vikings already were in Europe for the week before.
Yeah, so that's going to be really tough on the Browns.
I remember saying on Football for Fun, not that really matters. I think that's the one game I guaranteed that the Vikings would.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Hold up. I can't hear. Technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. Are you serious right now? What a mess. I think the live stream can still hear me, but basically in the Google Meet where I have things set up with Daniel, I've lost my sound. I can't hear him and he can't hear me. So we have some problems. So we're trying to figure that out. Because of course we're going to have an issue during the stream. That's and also my camera's acting up for whatever reason. That makes no sense at all. Mic isn't working, camera isn't working. So sorry for anyone watching. Hoping to figure this out. That would be nice. If we could figure this out. Okay. Mic isn't working still. I'm not really sure why this is being problematic. So that makes this difficult to figure out. Okay. Alright. Okay, he can hear me again, I think. Okay, I still can't hear him. He can hear me, and the live stream, Daniel, the live stream can still hear me because I have a different mic connected to that. They just can't see me because my camera keeps going off. Camera's back on now. Still can't hear you, so I have to figure out why I can't hear you, because that makes no sense at all. This is really annoying. Okay, what do I normally do when this happens? Because this isn't the first time this has happened, of course. Oh wait, I have to change out how the sound comes through.
Good question.
Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah, okay, great.
It just sounds a little weird.
Yeah, yours sounds a little weird as well.
Yeah, I had to connect it to a mic that is not ideal. Let me fix that real quick. Actually, I can probably change it back now and it'll work. Okay,
Yeah.
how about now? Do you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. There we go.
Okay, yeah, your sound is just weird.
Oh, is it weird?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's weird.
Did
Is it
it?
also weird on the stream?
Well, the way I hear you is how anyone watching the stream should be able to hear you, so I think so. Oh, you can take a listen to it, and maybe
Yeah.
it's fine. Because if it's just me,
That
somehow.
it does sound weird, kind of echoey or whatever.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Any chance you can disconnect your mic and reconnect it? Maybe
I
that'll.
can unplug and I can do that. Any improvement?
No, it's about the
Not
same.
really. Yeah, what if I just don't use my mic?
Oh,
That's
there
it.
you go. Okay, I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah,
Or do you hear me?
I do right now.
Okay.
Yeah, for a second I didn't, but it's fine now.
Is it better or worse or anything like that?
I feel like it's. I mean, it's just less echoey a little bit. Like it's quieter, but it's still not ideal.
Yeah, I wonder. I didn't really change anything on my mic. I wonder what the deal is there.
Oh, keep talking.
Yeah, I will keep talking.
Oh no, that did not work. I thought it was gonna sound better. Oh, why? Why are we having any
Why?
issues at all?
I know this is the episode, and it happens, of course.
We're having a live technical difficulty. So sorry again to everybody watching. This is very unfortunate, but at least the stream didn't crash. We've had that happen before for no reason at all.
This is football for fun live bloopers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do about this? Because I think my sound is good at least for now.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I don't know why my sound would be bad. Let me take another listen.
Is there any
Yeah.
chance that when it messed up my settings, it also did something to yours?
It's possible. Maybe it doesn't. Let me see what my audio settings are. Yeah, it has the mic connected.
Okay, disconnect it and then reconnect it. That's what I had to do for mine. Maybe by chance that would work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know how it would disconnect necessarily. Are you talking about like on the settings?
No, like in the Gmeet, you go to your audio settings and then just pick whichever other mic you have, I guess.
Oh, just like change it.
Yeah.
So I'll change it to this one. This is on my MacBook now. Now I'll go back to my mic. So I'm back to my mic now. Is that any better or no?
I mean, it's definitely better than your computer audio.
Okay, that's good. I mean,
but it's still like it's still a little weird. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Actually, is pretty weird. I don't know. Maybe that's weird. Oh. I guess no improvement.
No, it's still all the same.
I'll leave the call. Maybe I'll leave the call and then just rejoin. Hope that helps somehow.
Okay, sure. I would do it, except I have the broadcast up, so then it would completely. Oh, I guess it's gonna be messed up anyway, huh?
I mean, I guess it will be.
Our Discord messages are getting exposed if I close it, though.
Right. Yeah, no, you don't have to close it. I'll try to close it. 1 second.
Alright, once again. Oh, wow, this is awkward. Hi, hello, I'm on this side now. So sorry to everyone who is watching right now. We are having technical difficulties. We do not have an explanation for them either. Just randomly, sound is not working. Oh, he's back. Okay.
Hello! Now is my sound back?
I mean, your sound is back. It just... Keep talking?
Yeah, just not in the same way.
I feel like it's still echoey.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what happened. This is fun.
Yeah, right.
Wait, I wonder. Wait, hold on.
I
I
mean,
wonder
we
if my.
can. I feel like this can work. It's just like,
No, I think it could. I wonder. I wonder if my watch is doing weird things. The new
ooh,
watch I got. I doubt it, but
that'd be
maybe not.
weird.
I'm just gonna turn it off. Because I get. I mean, I don't even know what it would do. But I could see how it could maybe like pick something up, steal something from the mic or something like that. I guess there's nothing. I've turned my watch off.
Oh well. This is fun.
This is very fun indeed.
Oh man, we had 9 viewers at one point. I wonder how many got scared off. I mean, we're down to two
Yeah,
now, but
unfortunately.
it's funny.
Are you able to go to like a different scene so you don't expose anything and then like join or unjoin and rejoin the call?
I have no idea what any of these other scenes would take me to. There's no telling.
That's fair. I mean, do you not have like a dark screen or a starting soon scene or something like that?
No, I should really get one of those. That would
No,
be
that's
wise.
okay. Yeah.
Oy.
If we have to work with it, it's fine. It does sound pretty bad though.
Yeah, I don't like it. Trying to
Yeah.
see if there's anything else we could do. You've unplugged your mic, right? Or you've tried that?
Yeah, I can do that again. I mean, all like, things. There's like multiple components. So it's unplugged. Let's plug it in again. One second. Hello, hello, hello.
Nope.
No.
Honestly, it kind of sounded. I thought it sounded better without the mic. I
It
might
might.
be.
It
I might
might
be
sound
wrong.
better though. No, you might be right. Actually, let me check one more thing real quick. Does it sound any better now?
Keep talking.
Yeah, does it sound better now? I think I know what happened.
It sounds a little better, I think.
Just a little.
Yeah.
So, let me see how it sounds on the stream. Hold on. Does it sound any better now? Oh, it doesn't sound better now.
I mean, I think it was a little
like,
better, but it might just be quieter.
Yeah, does it sound better now? I think I know what. Yeah, it's still. I mean, maybe it was a little better, but like sometimes I do my streams and stuff on like my mic mode is on like voice isolation because that's what I'm changing. But I don't know because I guess if it was on always on standard, it would have like kept it. Yeah, we're totally fun. Totally doing this on stream. Yeah.
I mean, this is the first.
We're only like 2 or 3 teams in. This might be worth just stopping the stream and restarting to see what's going on.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let me do that then. We'll be back soon. Anyone who's listening.
Yeah, we will be back with more season predictions.